Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. We have a Timberwolves video for you guys. We're going to get it started with an iconic quote that sums this video up as a whole from Karl-Anthony Towns last night. Here he goes. Anytime we step on the court, we should win. We feel we can beat anybody. I mean, Minnesota can't lose right now. And when they do lose, it's by like an inch. It's a squeaker. It's a close game. They are a half game outside of the Denver Nuggets right now. 1 month ago, that seemed like such a crazy task to like go from the play-in tournament to take down a team like Denver or Dallas or whoever would possibly falter in the Western Conference. And Minnesota has clawed their way. They're knocking on Denver's doorstep. So welcome back to the channel, man. Today, like I said, we have a Timberwolves video. I want to kind of talk about some things about the Timberwolves. If you guys enjoy it, hit the like button, hit that sub button. Wolves Nation, you guys blessed my Timberwolves video yesterday. Gave me I think almost 100 likes. I think we almost got 100. I think it's like somewhere like 92, 93. Let's try and hit 100 likes on today's video. Drop a comment down below if you want more Timberwolves content. Really helps out the algorithm. And yeah, get ready for a lot more Timberwolves content as the playoffs are about to start. They're about to start soon, and Minnesota is one of the most, even if they weren't the 7th seed right now, and let's say Minnesota was like the 10th seed, they still deserve respect. They still command a lot of respect, and I'll talk about why. I mean, first off, mainly the offense, which has been the best in 2022 calendar year, so what, 3.5 months into the calendar year, they're not faltering. I mean, they're not faltering. They're a hell of an energetic, explosive basketball team, and I feel like I didn't talk too much about this in my recap video from the other day so basically they played the Milwaukee Bucks in their last win, and they were without Giannis, but I went on a whole spiel about how that doesn't really matter because you have Chris Middleton, you have Drew Holiday, you have a very, very possibly one of the, if not the most well-rounded team in the entire NBA. So Patrick Beverley, late first quarter, goes down with an ejection for pushing, was it George Hill? I was reading an article talking about Minnesota, saying how that maybe at the start of the season would have derailed the game and they would have lost. Minnesota used that ejection as like a chip on their shoulder. We all know Patrick Beverley. He's an energetic guy. He's an Energizer Bunny. He is a great culture piece. I mean, like literally one of the most underrated moves you could possibly make was getting Patrick Beverley. And like, if I told you that maybe 2 years ago, someone would have looked at you crazy. Like, Patrick Beverley made that big of an impact? Like, yes, that's exactly what he's doing in Minnesota. I mean, offensively, some nights he'll go for 20, but it's mainly the defensive tenacity, the defensive energy that just carries on over to all of his teammates, and you can tell. And after doing that for the whole duration of the season, right now it's like on lock. I mean, Minnesota Target, right now it is like a playoff atmosphere. And it is so cool to watch. The fans are showing up, the fans are making noise, and they're helping this team continue to ride the momentum. If you get a playoff game in Minnesota, I promise you, and it might sound crazy to your casual NBA fan, you do not want to play in Minnesota. You especially do not want to play the Minnesota Timberwolves the way they're playing basketball right now. Teams can peak at various points in the season. Look at Golden State. Almost 3 months ago, they were the #1 defense. They were the 1st seed in the West. It looked like they were well on their way to a championship, and a couple of injuries go their way, and right now it's like, can they even get past the first round? So that's awesome. Minnesota is the complete flip. They are hitting their peak. They're striding at the perfect time, and I think a huge portion of it has to do with Patrick Beverley and just the demeanor and the dog mentality that he is bringing to this team. He's establishing a culture, and everyone is buying into it, so it's awesome. But what we saw yesterday was, I mean, Minnesota got off to like a great start in general, but they just rode that momentum throughout the entire game. Rode it the entire game. Defense, probably the biggest weakness, the biggest thorn for Minnesota is their defense. And that's why, whenever I make a Timberwolves video, I try to reiterate, like, 3 years from now, this is not going to be a team anyone is like looking forward to on a night-to-night basis. Once you fill out the holes in the roster, not even necessarily holes, because they have a great starting lineup and they have a great, like a phenomenal bench, like a really low-key deep bench. Once these guys continue to progress and develop, who knows what their ceiling is? That's the craziest part about Minnesota, is we have no idea what they are, like what they can possibly do. We have no idea. So last night I saw a lot of things I enjoyed. First off, Patrick Beverley went down. So DAngelo Russell, I mean, this guy's been feasting the entire season. Pretty much put up his season average last night, put up 16 points, 9 assists, 4 of 8 from downtown. He's always thinking ahead. He's one of the most low-key basketball players in the entire NBA, especially at his position. He is definitely one of the most underrated, less talked about, for whatever reason, disrespected point guards in the NBA. And when you watch him, you are like, why? Why? When he played for the Lakers, it feels like an eternity ago. But in his first 2 years with the Lakers, he made a lot of mistakes. LA basically drove him out. LA drives every player almost that they have out of their town eventually, or their city eventually. But DAngelo Russell, I feel like that kind of left a sour taste maybe in people's mouths. I have no idea, because he goes to Brooklyn and absolutely feasts. This guy, him and Spencer Dinwiddie a couple of seasons ago, they literally took Brooklyn to the playoffs. And they did a phenomenal job. And so I don't know when it happened, because D'Lo, then he goes to Golden State and he's putting up over 20 points per game in Golden State. And it's like, where's the love? The good news is he literally just turned 26. I actually think he turned 26 this month. It might have been last month, but it was a month or two ago max. And he's 26 right now. He's pretty much entering his prime. And he's getting better. Defensively solid. Offensively, he's a genius. Pick and roll, phenomenal. Him and Naz Reid last night even were just phenomenal together. Naz Reid had 14 points? 14 points in 13 minutes. There's just this tenacity with Minnesota right now. You just got Jared Vanderbilt back. He's a great young piece who's getting better game by game. Karl-Anthony Towns, superstar stud. Anthony Edwards on the way to become a superstar stud. The starting five is perfect, and then the bench is just dope. You have Taurean Prince, a really solid 3-and-D player. You have Naz Reid. You have McLaughlin. Michael Beasley, who played phenomenal defense yesterday. I think he was the team high. No, he wasn't the team high. Cat had the team high plus 26, but Michael Beasley in just 22 minutes plus 24. He only had 9 points. But he made a huge impact. Don't get that wrong. Don't read that box score. Look at that plus minus if you're going to read box scores, because he had a very good impact on the defensive end. And then Jalen Noel, who's like a really, really exciting young prospect. And obviously you have Jaden McDaniels, who didn't play last night, and he's freaking sick he's sick too. He's super dope. So that's it for today. If you guys enjoy it, you want more Timberwolves content, be sure to hit the like button, hit that comment section for the algorithm would be awesome. But hit that subscribe button most importantly, because I'm definitely going to get some Timberwolves videos going for the rest of, honestly, this channel. So peace.